Are they good?
I got this new hookup.
He said it came in full.
Look, it's called Ecamm. I'm on my Zoom, but I got it shared on streaming from this Ecamm to my YouTube, my Facebook, and this is what it looks like on Facebook right now. While he's doing the talking, and I can open the screen up right here. So like this, now I can do some shit with this. This was something Kent put me up on.
You did.
Oh, I hope so. No, probably not. But I'm not on that. Yeah, I'm muted on.
I can't hear you on there now. I can't hear you on there.
No, this is out on this right here, so my people could hear me.
Give me the key so I can set you free. Buy you the road so I can let you see. I wanna give you the best. Don't compare me to the rest. I admit I am impressed. I can feel it in my chest. Girl, you one in a million. I wouldn't trade you for a billion. Girl, that's just how I'm feeling. Ride with me, I saw we chillin', babe. babe. Just ride with me, hey, baby. Just ride with me, babe. Babe, just ride with me, hey, baby. Just ride with me, babe. Babe, just ride with me, hey, baby. Just ride with me, babe. Babe, just ride with me, hey, baby. Just ride with me. I want you right next to me. They be calling while we at the beach. You so fine I can't even speak. We at the top, yeah, we just reached our peak. Let's go speeding down the highway. I got the Beamer in the driveway. Tell them haters get on my way. Baby, come and ride with Jay. Baby, just ride with me, hey, baby. Just ride with me, babe. Babe, just ride with me, hey, baby. Just ride with me, babe. Babe, just ride with me, hey, baby. Just ride with me, babe. Babe, just ride with me, hey, baby. Just ride with me.
We the best music.
Back against the wall, middle fingers in the air. Busting through the crowd, they gon' feel me now. Straight shooter from the hip, yeah, we heavy in here. Told me get them, then I got them, yeah.
Get them.
99 problem, but you ain't one. It's so high lately, I don't care what's going down. You can see it in my eyes, he been hitting it right. Got me wishing that he wasn't. And I need it all night. Real love, show me what it feel like. Gotta let you pull up on me, broad daylight. Shots over here, feel the sky. We ain't gotta lay low, we grown. A field tripping, I don't need no chaperone. I'm tryna get ghost. Oh, oh.
Another one.
It's just us against the world in this life of sin. Ain't nobody gonna take us out. It's our ways, us never them. It's just us against the world when the smoke clears. All we got is all we got. It's our ways, us never.
Hey, everybody. This is DJ Doc, aka Thomas Howard, and you are listening to the smooth sounds of our own, up there's George. All right. You are listening to the smooth sounds of our one and only legendary Jay. Hey, Jay, how you doing, man?
Doing good. How about you?
Good. Let the folks see you now.
I'm trying to turn it on. It's not saying unable to start video. I think it's something on your end. You can't start your video because the host has stopped it.
Let me see. That do it for you?
Nope, it's still not letting.
Should have.
Hold on, let me try it again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, it was nothing different. Jasmine, you able to come in?
It says that this you cannot start your video because the host has disabled it.
Yeah, so mine's saying the same thing.
Okay, let me take a look. For now, Jaden, go ahead and play some more music while we're getting this taken care of.
Sipping on the rocks, only we with us. This kind of love dangerous when there's nothing else to lose. So don't make me wild out.
Let's ride.
Got 99 problem with one more. 50 feet, get you touch at your front door. Leaving fast and we spinning slow. Side eyes, let me know that we visible. And I need it right now. 10 toes down, show me what it's all about. Thugging, we only ducking when the boys come out. It's just shovel and feel shy. We gon' turn the lights off. We hard. What we doing, don't nobody got no. I'm tryna get ghost. Oh yeah. Oh. It's just us against the world in this life of sin. Ain't nobody gonna take us out. It's our ways, us never them. It's just us against the world when the smoke clears. All
Legendary Jay. Legendary Jay. Yeah. Baby, had my eyes on you for a while. You lean on my well like diamonds. When the sun goes down, you shining. Girl, you sound like a summertime fun. And I don't wanna waste no time. I just wanna make you mine, even if it's for the summer. Hey, girl, you sound like a summertime fun. I see you walking down the street with your girls, thinking the ways I can bring you in my world. Girl, this off is like a dream. You the type of girl that be front cover of the magazines. You seem like a smart one, always in them books. There's plenty fishes in the sea, but you the one I wanna hook. Us together is like an earthquake. We got these haters shook. Girl, I swear my heart you took, shining so bright I can barely look. Girl, you so cold, you sending chills down my spine. I'm moving too fast, I just gotta press rewind. Ignoring all the signs just to make you mine. I gotta remind that it's only for the summertime. Baby, had my eyes on you for a while. You lighten them up well like diamonds. When the sun goes down, you shining. Girl, you sound like a summertime fun. And I don't wanna waste no time. I just wanna make you mine, even if it's for the summer. Hey, girl, you sound like a summer. Taking trips to Jamaica, maybe Cancun, baby, you
All right,
so
Jaden, go ahead and try your video now.
jump the broom.
We're good.
Booyah, booyah. There he is, Legendary
Yes, sir.
Jay. How you doing,
How
man?
everybody doing tonight? How you doing? I'm good. How about you?
Good. I want to thank you, everybody. This is our official Millennial Party DJ. And you've been listening to some of his exclusive music as well as some other stuff. Tell us what you've been playing.
So the last song that was just played was Summertime Fine. And that is not out yet, but it will be sometime soon, depending on how this COVID stuff work out. But Summertime Fine is one of the very first singles I ever made. And I've been just kind of sitting on it. So we'll see.
Yeah. And you know, if ever got some stuff going and you need backup singers, ooh, I got you. All right. So I want to thank everybody for joining iBoomerang Millennial Party. What we want to do is every Friday at 6 p.m., we want to come on here and talk with some of our millennials and so forth. Just let people know what's going on, get their take on what it means to be a millennial within iBoomerang. All right. So right now I want to be the person that introduces this young man. I'm proud of him. He is my son. And what's so fantastic is he decided a few weeks ago to join the business as well. And that's George Jefferson IV there. You can see him. He is the owner of For Travel. George, say hi to the people, man.
Hey, what's going Another week.
Another week. Tell them how things have been for you so far, what you've been up to.
Wow, I've been definitely been going to school. I've been listening to, of course, my dad try and bring people onto the team for iBoomerang. So I've been trying to get some insight on exactly what else I should be doing, because I've been trying my own ways. You know, I like to use Twitter. So and I know my dad doesn't really have that. I don't think he knows what that is. So I use that.
No, I know what Twitter. I know what Twitter is. Don't try and say I don't know. I know what Twitter is. I'm hip.
Oh,
I know how to tweet or twit, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Yeah, it's tweet. So I like to bring. I see a lot of people on there, and they're always talking about being out of work, and you know their unemployment hasn't come in. So I've been trying to whenever I talk to people, they ask, you know, hey, what's up? I'm like, still working. They're like, oh, you're working? I'm like, well, yeah, because I have my own business. And they ask questions, so I try to reel them in that way, because everyone wants to work. So yeah, and also going to school, it's a lot. I've been finding a way to cope with all this going on, being in the house. You know, I like the nightlife. I'm a night owl, so being in the house all the time, I have to find ways to keep sane.
Yeah, and that's true. And you've been balancing pretty good. You haven't been losing your mind, so that's been a good thing.
Yeah, I've been doing.
We told everybody that we're going to have a special guest, and I'm going to let George introduce our special guest here. If you'll do the pleasure, sir.
Yes. So we have Miss Jasmine Branford. She is an author, published author. She has a book called Millennial Invasion. And I hear she's a powerhouse in iBoomerang. So If everyone can please welcome Miss Jasmine Branford.
Hi,
There
everyone.
she is. Hey.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are y'all doing today?
Good, good, good.
All right.
It's my quarantine look, y'all, so just bear with me.
That's
Oh,
okay.
that's right. We all dealing with it. We all dealing with it.
I just learned to
But you
cut
know
my
what?
own hair, so I've been trying to.
But the one thing about it, and I just want everyone to know that even with this quarantine look, we still working,
Yes, we still working over here.
right? So, Jasmine, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, yes, I am a new published author, a millennial author. I've actually been a part of the network marketing industry when I was 21 years old. When I first got introduced to the industry, my grandmother actually put me on. And I remember being that college student, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. And I remember when she the way how she described it to me, she was just like, look, you already traveling, you might as well just get paid to do it. And that stuck with me because I remember at the age of 16 years old, I got thrown an ultimatum. I don't know for all my millennials, have your parents ever threw you like, oh, if you do this, you can get this? And I remember my mom telling me, she was like, look, if you want to go to Paris, it was a trip coming up to where it was able to take 10 days to overseas, was going to Paris and Spain. And my mom said, you got two options. You can either get you a car at 16 years old or you can go to Paris. And I chose to go to Paris. And the only reason why I chose that option because I was the only person in my neighborhood that can tell you, probably to this day, that can tell you how beautiful that Eiffel Tower looked when it glowed up at night. And I knew I was going back. So I knew it made sense for me to go ahead and get paid off of that the next time I went back. And I knew it made sense for me to go ahead and make it a tax write-off. So in the midst of me being in this industry, I just always had a passion to just travel the world. For those who know me, I know I'm a world traveler to the point I decided to become a flight attendant on top of what I'm doing today. But in the midst of me being a part of this industry, I just uncovered so many gifts that I naturally had. But it took the industry to pull it out of me. It took leaders to see it in me. It took mentors to force me to be in front of the room. And then I was like, oh wow, I really do have something here. So with prayer and discernment and just listen closely to God, and I'm like, oh wow, who knew I was going to be able to birth the book? Somebody who hated writing. I was a fan of math. I went to school for computer science. And it took somebody to say, no, you're supposed to write a book. And then it took another millionaire to tell me, no, rich people write books. Rich people don't have resumes. They have books. And if you want to take your brand to the next level, write a book. And
how
now,
long?
I'm sorry.
How long ago did you write the book?
I just published it December, 2 days before my birthday. So my goal was to become a published author before 26. So 2 days while I was still 25, I went ahead and published the book.
Okay. All right. That's good. That is fantastic. Now tell us a little bit about what the book is.
So it's titled Millennial Invasion, Discovering Yourself Through Network Marketing. So my story is that I just uncovered so many talents that I just naturally had, but it took the network marketing industry to pull it out of me. And it just forced me to go to the next level. And the reason why I wrote the book, because I just want certain millennials to get unstuck. And we graduate high school, we go to college, and we let the world influence us to where sometimes we can be influenced so much to where we get thrown off track and we lose ourselves along the way. So many millennials graduate college trying to find their self because we spent 4 years in an environment trying to be like everybody else, but instead of being ourselves. So I wrote the book to push entrepreneurship. I wrote the book to push finding your passion, living your dreams, and just having full control of your life.
And that's what you're talking about is I used to be of the premise and the idea that you should go to high school, go to college, get a job, retire.
Yeah.
Me and myself, I'm 27, and the whole thing that what's that look for?
You said you're 27? Okay.
No, the big thing that I look at is the fact that, I come from the generation that looks at doing all of those things. But along the way, only about 10, 15 years ago, I looked at the fact that, no, that whole college thing is out. There are so many entrepreneurs and millionaires that did not go to college. There's quite a few that did not finish high school. I'm not saying do that. Definitely finish high school. Okay. College is another thing. If you're able to get in and find something you're passionate about, something that you can turn into a business while helping people as well as your family, that's ideal. That's ideal. So that's something that I wanted us to do this for, so that if there were any millennials, that could take some of the information we have, some of the wisdom that's here, it would work out just fantastic. To work out fantastic. Now, what's some advice you would have for a millennial that has been to school and they still don't know what they want to do?
Seek mentorship. Sit down, feel enough to understand what your passions are. Uncover your passions. I feel like those are just the little milestones that people need to take in order to figure out what their purpose is. And then once you have that strong desire, that strong feeling inside of you telling you to move, because it's a voice that's telling you to move. And if you don't know the how, you don't need to know the how. You can seek mentorship that can probably lay a blueprint for you. Today I made an investment in more mentorship because it took somebody else to just, unreveal that clarity, that gut feeling that's been in my belly, to just lay it down to turn this idea into dollars. So I'm a big fan of personal development. So I would definitely tell a millennial to seek mentorship or get around the right leadership that's heading in that same direction. The right leadership that we have here with Apple Marine.
Right. Sure. And the leadership is fantastic, but it's also great to be around like-minded people.
Yes.
When we have our motivational calls in the morning and things of that nature, when you're able to reach out to a sponsor or even other business partners, a lot of times we get bounced from one another,
Yeah.
and that's the ideal thing. So, George, this is for you because I want you to chime in here too. As a millennial, I want you to tell us, you just talked before about being late night. I want you to tell us what an average day is like for you at your age, because you're getting up there in age. You're about to be what, 25?
Yeah, it's not too up there now.
Oh, okay. Well.
No. So typically, everyone, of course, being at this age, you're going to work or you're going to school or you're doing both. So, everyone wants to go to work so that they can get their money to, of course, keep their phone on, and of course, go out to the bars and see a movie. Those things that I like. I like activities outside of the house, like bowling and going to movies, going to Dave and Buster's, and of course, bar hopping downtown or wherever. That's what we like to do. So the mindset that we're having, not necessarily to start your own business, but just to have a job that's what you do, what you want to do. It's about in things you've been doing for 10 years. Now you want to do bigger and better things like owning homes, traveling to different countries, and just doing some sightseeing because you're bored with, drinking. And that's something that I've been trying to get to, because once I turned 21, I started to let loose. But that's definitely not what's in most millennials' brains right now. It's about the right now, not really the future. Right now, you need a 9-to-5 that's okay paying. You need your lights on, your rent, and your phone, and that's pretty much all that everyone's thinking about.
Now, for both of you,
that's
one of the things that
at least for me, work, run, work.
Now, one of the things I want to ask is, because I had some when we talked to a couple of other millennials that are on the East Coast, and we know, Jasmine, you're in Atlanta. The big thing is it's a 3-hour difference. And I know originally when I set this up, I was like, well, I don't want to do it too late because I don't want to mess with anybody on the East Coast at, 11, 12 at night. But a lot of people are like, I'm just I'm still up. I'm not going to hit sleep until 3 p.m. or 3 a.m. How do you see this working for you with the business and being up at night versus during the day and so forth? What's that like for you guys? Jasmine?
I stay up. I'm a night
owl. Me too.
We could have did this thing 3 a.m. time. I still would have been up, like, because I don't know. I'm just so excited, and then I don't like being stuck, so I
Same
come up with so many
energy.
ideas. I mean, I don't know. How can you sleep at this time? Right now is the time to be putting a game plan together and making a move. I'm not going to sleep no time soon. I already know today I'm not going to sleep no time soon.
Right. And the one thing that's nice about Boomerang is the type of work that you can do. Yes, a lot of it you can do via digital. A lot of it you can do during Zooms and so forth, like we're doing. But I love the fact that a lot of it you don't have to actually be talking to somebody while you're working the business. You know, is that a plus? Do you see that as something that you enjoy?
I actually just closed somebody last week because of the technology that we have in place. That person, and it's an entrepreneur. You know, that person saw the vision. They already understood entrepreneurship, but when they seen the technology in place, I was like, that's just a taste. Imagine all the other things that we have in place when it comes to training. So I was able to just close somebody off of the technology that we already have in place with the company. People like to come up with a lot of excuses, but we'll call some of it fears as well. So people have a fear of telling people about their business, but we have the right technology in place that will do all the talking for you. So all you have to do, to me, our company is just based off of give people valuable information and give people an opportunity to save. So for once in my life, I don't feel like a taker when it comes to this industry. I'm more of a giver.
That is fantastic, fantastic. On that note, Jaden, would you give us a little bit of music, man? That was a powerful little statement there. I need a little bit of music because I'm getting hyped. I'm getting hyped over here.
I got you.
She's so exotic to me, yeah. She's so exotic to me, yeah. I gotta drive it to me, yeah. Cause she's so exotic to me, yeah. Girl, you drive me crazy like a fast car. Moving so fast, I need a NASCAR. Praying for you just like a pastor. She a queen, I call her Cleopatra. If they see us together, might be disaster. Living on the edge, don't care what happens after. Baby girl, this could be something. We don't got no time for frontin'. I won't let them tell me nothing like, yeah. Baby, I ain't come to play. Tryna take you on a date, taking long walks, looking face to face. A girl like you can never be replaced. I never been that type to chase, but for you, I might just do the race. Cause girl, you got me tweaking like nice, catch me singing to me like a V10. I'm driving up the deep end, ayy. So exotic, can't just be friends, and yeah. She's so exotic to me, yeah. She's so exotic to me, yeah. I gotta drive it to me, yeah. Cause she's so exotic to me, yeah.
Exótica como la canción. Tengo claro tu atención.
All right. Thank you, sir. I'll tell you, doing it.
Thank you so much.
All right. So, Jasmine, question I have for you is, I want you to tell us, how long have you been with iBoomerang now?
Since the beginning. So when we first pre-launched, March
11th, 2019.
That's it.
That was it. That was the same thing here. I saw the opportunity. It made sense, and we became first class founders that same day. That was what was needed. I want you to tell millennials, why should they invest in themselves?
Because I know millennials have a desire to retire at an early age. Millennials, we want the world now, and it's best for us to position ourselves now, because we're not pretty much based off of like getting quick money. You know, stand out for once and invest in yourself now to not only think about yourself, but just think about your legacy. Like, I don't have any children, but when I do have kids, I don't want to struggle having none. You know, you could just looking at how I was growing up, there's just certain things that I want to be able to offer to the next generation. My mom always said, I need you to do better than me. I came from a 5-bedroom home. It's time for me to get a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-bedroom home. You know, she was able to do a lot. I'm very fortunate for both of my parents, but they said do better. To me, doing better at this point is investing in myself. I don't think I've met anybody who made 6 figures, but by me being in the right place at the right time, I was dreaming small. So
I want you
now,
to say that again. The right place at the right time. That's one of the things that we always are trying to tell people that iBoomerang is. Right place at the right time.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, do you have any of your friends that are having issues as far as being furloughed or fired, laid off, and things of that nature?
No, my friends are entrepreneurs. Hate to break it to y'all, but my circle has evolved since I've been in the industry. My friends are making investments. That's what my friends are doing during this time. We're investing in ourselves during this time.
Mm-hmm. I know that even some of the older folks that I know, there's a few of them. I'm lucky that, one, we're entrepreneurs, we have businesses and so forth. But also what I know is that I'm an essential worker. My wife and myself are nurses. A couple of my business partners are nurses as well. So we're still working there. We'd rather not have to because of the fear of everything that's going on, but we're still working. But there are a lot of people I'm running across that have been furloughed, with fired, laid off. And these individuals have been on their jobs, some of them 15, 20 years, you know? So again, the importance of investing in yourself now so that you don't fall into that situation.
Yep.
You know,
my aunt just got laid off, and she's been with that company for years, like talking about 30 plus years, and they let her go during this time. And she served that company with all her everything inside of her, and they let her go.
Yeah, one of the big things we're pushing is to be your own boss. Because when you're your own boss, you manage your time, you manage your vacation, you manage when you work, when you don't work, and so forth. And no one can really do that and tell you after you've busted your butt all that time, say bye-bye. You know, it's time to get yourselves in a position. If you're a millennial, if you're even older than a millennial, it's never too late to become your own boss. And that's one of the big things that I want people to know. Jaden, I know you've been playing music for us, but I want you to give me your insight on what you feel millennials need to do as well.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, so as far as my situation is a little different. So some are like fearful and scared to take that risk of investing in themselves because some have been taught a 9 to 5 and get a job and do what you can right now and not worry about just only worried about right now. And that's what a lot of I know a lot of people like that, and that means I need to change my circle. Jasmine. So man, listen, that's one of the things I'm working on also, just changing my circle and being around people that the same common goal, which is investing into themselves and being able to create multiple streams of income, because that's something I preach. And I'm kind of like the educator out of the group. I kind of like encourage them, dude, you got to create multiple streams of income because you cannot rely on a job, because the jobs switch up so quick. They can love you one day and be kicking you out the door the next. So like that's why it's so important to be able to put yourself in a position now that you got the opportunity, so you don't struggle later. And that's the thing. That's one of the main things I kind of preach, is that you have opportunity to get ahead, and this is a major opportunity to get ahead. And I couldn't be more excited, just because in fact I know that some people will struggle because they fail to seize the opportunity, but I had the opportunity to go and tell other people and help other people get ahead and just be, and I feel good enough, whether they join or not, still preaching that to them and still encouraging them and telling them, you know, look, there's an opportunity right here. You don't want to miss it. It can possibly set you straight for the rest of your life. And you know, that's one of the main things as far as millennials, just being willing to take that risk and being willing to jump off that cliff and being confident that there's something at the bottom to catch you. So
Right, right. And that's why I wanted to do this, because there are a lot of millennials that are out there looking for something. And I wanted them to see other millennials. You know, um, just a couple of weeks ago, I had a birthday. I'm 57. But the big thing is, from a standpoint of me being 57 and looking at this, I need millennials, I need young people like yourselves on there to let the young ones know. It's just not some old head trying to tell them something they should do. You know, it's not the fact where I'm saying you have to do this or else. We want to just enlighten you and open your eyes. See, are people your age that are doing this? You know, like you said earlier, Jasmine, and Jaden just said it, offering people, giving something to them, whether it's knowledge, which Jaden, like you said, you're the one that's pushing that knowledge. You know, Jasmine, you're writing a book to try and increase their ability to and accept things. You know, George has even talked with some of his friends, you know, in his circle. And of course, you always know birds of a feather flock together, you know, and it is great if you can bring up those friends to another level, but sometimes you have to leave people behind. And, you know, just because you're a millennial, you want to be a mature millennial. So I want you guys to talk a little bit about the maturity level that's needed to do something like this. And with that maturity level, are you able to still be the type of person that can enjoy life? Jaden, what do you think?
so one of the first things that came to my mind was discipline. And discipline is a sign of maturity, because, you know, an immature person would, you know, and something like hold on, I lost my thought. An immature person,
Right.
what was I finna say? Golly. An immature person would basically, you know, not have the discipline to stay consistent with this. And with a business like this, you have to be consistent or you won't succeed. And that's where the maturity kicks in, because consistency and discipline all comes with that. And, you know, just having that takes a level of maturity and a level of growth that a lot of people don't possess. So, you know, that's the main emphasis, and being able to listen and, you know, not knowing everything and being able to know when to talk and when to sit back and take notes and listen and understand that that person is a better position than you are. So you need to be all ears and all in when they talking. You need to listen and take every piece of whatever, every dime, every knowledge, every whatever that they drop. You need to soak all that up and just be like a sponge almost, because the simple fact that if you're not, you're missing key knowledge that could possibly elevate you forward. So
Exactly. Jasmine, what's your thought on that?
Jaden said everything. He said everything. But I mean, as far as maturing, it's been a journey. It's been a journey. But I try to tell millennials, like, you can still have that life, but like Jaden said, it takes discipline. And then just choose better, make better decisions. Like, if you gonna party, I tell my friends, well, I don't want to go to the club and party with y'all in Atlanta. Let's go to Mexico and make it a tax write-off. Like, if we gonna do it, let's make it count. Like, I'm not telling you to stop being a millennial. I'm just trying to help millennials play big and stop playing small. Retire early and make every little move count. Every move has to count.
See, she talking about, yeah, we're gonna party. We're still gonna party, but we're gonna party elsewhere. We're going out of the not just the state, the country.
All my birthdays were tax write-offs. Every single birthday was a tax write-off. I didn't want to stay home. I'm a December baby. No, I want to be somewhere warm and make it count. I party, but I kept the receipts too.
That's it. George, give me your
I would
take
have
on
to expand. I would have to expand my way of thinking, because I don't think like that. I think, you know, let's go. Where can I go real quick for a quick happy hour? I'm not really, you know, let's go to Mexico or, you know, somewhere like Rosarito. That's things I would like to do, but the way that I'm thinking is, well, I know I can't do that right now. So it's kind of like thinking smaller now that you say it. I think that's what I would do. But yeah, the whole discipline and whatnot, I will say I do struggle with that quite often. At one point, I feel like I'll be doing great, and then because I'll be having the right discipline. I won't be doing everything that I know I shouldn't be doing. And then when I'm doing so good, I'm like, I think I deserve to, goof off a little bit and not really care so much. And then I fall back into where I was before. And then it takes a lot to climb up. That's me. I struggle with that quite often. So that's a work in progress for me.
But I think that goes across all ages. I run into some of the older people. It's like the discipline and the maturity levels and things of that nature. Our whole thing, our CEO Holton Bugg says that we want to give to people. And a lot of times giving them the wisdom and things of that nature isn't coming across cocky. It's just to help, sometimes enlighten them to the fact that, hey, wait a minute, you're falling off track. Come on back. And, it takes a maturity level to accept that. And I've talked to a couple of the team members that's like, hey, you don't know it all. I tell them, I don't know it all. But the thing is, we're going to find out together, Now, I know everybody has done things, made mistakes, and had to come back from that. I don't want to know what those mistakes were, but I want you to tell me, how did it feel once you realized what needed to change? And when you made those changes, how did that encourage you overall? Let's start with you, George.
I will say the feeling that to me is rock bottom. When you feel like there's no lower than where you are right now, you're feeling at your worst, you're in this dark hole. That's the feeling I think I get, where I'm like, okay, instantly I need to do this, not starting on next month, not from this point on right now, because I don't ever want to feel like this again. That's how it is for me.
Mm-hmm. Jasmine?
Well, for me, I feel like life get handed to me early. As soon as I graduated, got that corporate job, and worked on the job for about a good year and a half, I got laid off. That hurt my feelings to the core. But it had to happen because I was requesting and asking for so much from God. And he was like, I'm about to take you through it. You just better be ready. I was already living on my own at 23 years old. I already had my car paid off. I was doing my thing at 23. So for me to walk in to work, ready to work, and they decide to have a meeting, and you instantly snatch that position away from me and 8 other employees right before the holidays, that hurt my feelings. I felt like a prisoner the way how they escorted us out the building. But I was so blessed, because if I didn't position myself at the right place at the right time, I don't know what I would have did to cover my bills. I had residual income coming in that was able to help me still be able to keep a roof over my head, to be able to still work my business. So that's when I became real passionate about the industry. I said, oh, this is for real. They're not just laying off people who's up in age. No, they laying people off. As soon as I got my degree and got the job, you let me go like that? I don't want to go through that again. So that was that defining moment when I realized how important being your own boss was.
Right. Jaden?
Okay, so one thing I learned about especially going through different things is that they can either make you or break you. And unfortunately it breaks a lot of people. And with life is always gonna be ups and downs. Find somebody that lived a perfect life besides Jesus, and you tell me, because I haven't found one yet. And sometimes you got to just look at it. You got to look at a positive side, because when one door closes, another one opens. It happens every time. Literally, that's just how life works. It's craziest thing ever. I can't explain it, but that's how life works. And I get this all the time. People ask me, "How are you so positive? And how are you still encouraging? And you went through this and that and another, and blah, blah, blah." Just because you got to trust, and trust that if something not for you, the door's gonna close. If something is not meant for you at that time and place, or it might not be, like I said, it might not be for that time and place, but if something's not meant for you, then God gonna either force you out of it, or you gonna walk away from it yourself. So you just kind of got to be positive and look on the brighter side of different situations, because just with even for example, when we playing sports and stuff, I face so much adversity, and that door closed, but with that door closing, I was able to get into music, and it paid off triple than football has ever probably would have. And that's just a prime example of just doors. When doors close, another one is open. So just never, ever, ever let those different struggles of life break you, because you never know what's coming out on the end. So
Right, right. And the big thing that I love is the fact that to have that mindset, and all of you have got it. I think it's fantastic that you look at the ability of people to persevere when they've had challenges and so forth. You could say at 57, I've been through a world of trials and tribulations and things of that nature and so forth. But I have to say, for the most part, it has been when something had to close, something else opened. And I'm a firm believer that this had to occur in order for that to occur. you know and that's what people need to be aware of. I've been hearing so many individuals that talking about they've been laid off and furloughed, like we were talking about earlier. And I said, you know what, don't worry about that, that's okay, you're going to be all right. you know Share something with you, it may or may not be for you, but you're going to be okay. you know Even though it may seem like it's not at that time, you have to push through. So what I want to talk about right now for you guys is I have to tell you, I've been in a situation similar to this COVID-19 before. I'm 22 years retired military, and I've been on quarantine with like 10 other guys for 14 days in a tent with a chessboard, chess pieces, and a deck of cards. That's quarantine. I want you to tell us how you guys are dealing with the quarantine and this semi new normal right now. Okay? Because right now, everybody has a stay at home order. And they're talking about opening up stuff, but it's opened yet. So tell us, how are you surviving and what things are you doing so that you can continue to make it through this period? Jasmine?
Well, I'm building more relationships now. I have the time to build more relationships online, connect with more people. Since I can't go to restaurants, I've been cooking more. So I don't know, maybe I'm preparing for a husband. I don't know. Um, I've just been digging hard in my business. Like I've just been focusing on numbers and just trying to uplift my organization at the same time. And I've just been focusing on growth because I don't want to be the same person who I was before this pandemic started. So I'm just becoming more creative and trying to find ways to become a better version of myself. To say that this pandemic been a blessing, I don't want to say it's hindered me at all. So I've just been working on self and working with others as well.
Excellent. Jaden?
okay, so honestly, this only thing this really has affected is just music and traveling. Other than that, I don't really move around that much because it's too much going on, honestly, especially where I'm from. But I've been able to just focus more on my business, and I've been because I used to move around a lot, especially with DJing, and then I'm still in school and trying to do a million things at once. So I haven't been able to spend that time to go and watch videos and get on those presentations and watch those morning inspirational calls. And so this has been able to help me. I've grown so much, my knowledge, and just listening and studying how different leaders do things and how I can go about building my business, especially then the age I am is it's a kind of more of a challenge for me because I can't just, people my age group kind of follow the funds or, it's different things that they face. So being able to push through that and kind of just learn how I can, go this way about it or go this way and just learn different strategies and other ways I can grow my business and build this company up while I can create the others that second stream of income. So.
And Jay, if you don't mind, tell everybody how old you are.
I'm 18. I'll be 19 in 2 weeks.
That's right. He and I are going to have a birthday next week, 19 years old. Woo-hoo.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
The big thing is I wanted everyone to just hear how old he was, because when we start talking about millennials, my whole thing is not just actual millennial, but if you have a millennial mindset, okay? I want people to start having a millennial mindset. And I feel that I do. I'm not at 3 a.m. if I don't have to. But what I'm saying is to do things in a way that's going to get me what I need as a legacy. I've got, besides George, I've got a 16-year-old and 15-year-old. And, I want to make sure they're left them. 16-year-old is already talking about, when can I start doing the high boomerang? When? I said, You got 2 years, man. He's like, oh, no. He's excited about it. He wants to get started now. George, give me your answer on that.
Yeah. Well, again, I have been seeing a lot of people. At first, I will say I had the most negative mindset ever. I just thought this was going to just put me in a hole, just depression, because I can't do nothing other than watch Netflix and, of course, go to school, which no one wants to just. But I see a lot of inspiring messages on the internet of people. Same thing that Jasmine said, not coming out. You talk about the place you wanted to be in and how you can come out of this a different person, a better version of yourself. So those messages, I do enjoy seeing those. That's what I've pretty much been doing. I've been working on writing stuff down that I know I need to do, setting some goals for myself. So that's what I've been doing. A lot of cooking and eating, I can definitely say I've been doing too. So,
and I'm a second that. I'm a second that. I'm tired of running to the store. I'm just saying. It's a great thing to be able to try and find, like everyone keeps saying, this is the new normal. Right now they put it out even more so that everyone's got to wear a mask wherever they go. How is school going to come back? How are we going to do things at the restaurants and everything else? There's a new normal that's going to be with us for a minute. A new normal that's going to be with us for a minute. I heard someone say the other day that because of the fact that we've had to be on the stay-at-home order, working out iBoomerang business and having to do it from Zooms and phone calls and not being in front of people, a lot of people look at the fact that they don't know if they want to go back out there and actually meet people live, at Starbucks or at their homes or offices and so forth. What does it mean for you guys? What do you think that you may do when all this maybe gets lifted? Do you still see the technology capabilities helping you along the way, and will you stay with that? Jaden?
Okay, so I think with this pandemic has kind of taught all of us, and it's kind of pushing into the future as far as being more technology dominant, and realizing that you can build a team in a whole different part of the world, and just by Zoom, just by a Zoom call, you can build a team in Germany, Italy, whatever, and just by a Zoom call, and that's showing that how dominant technology is going to be for the future. However, it's still work to be done on the outside. So it kind of now like puts me in the mindset that you got to be able to balance both. So of course you can do your moving around, and knowing that's going to be limited, you just got to be able to adjust back, because we have to make an adjustment to this. So now you got to be able to adjust again, where now you got one side where you can be doing Zooms and being more online focused, and then the other side is going out and actually meeting those different people, whether it's out to eat or a restaurant, whatever the case may be. So now it kind of, you kind of got to be able to utilize both of them. This is a blessing, honestly, just because it emphasizes what our Boomerang is a technology company, and
correct,
and that's what we've been using. We're using technology to help grow and create a stream of income, and that's the future. I mean, honestly, we can't control it. That's the future. Technology is controlling everything. So,
George, give me your input. I know you're doing school online, and how's that been?
Yeah, I mean, that's been pretty fine. That's honestly all I know. I didn't really get I haven't gotten the experience of going to an actual college campus and doing school that way. So it's no different. It's honestly, I think it's a bit harder because you have all these other distractions around you. So, but I see a lot of schools, I don't really know how they're gonna, or at least when they're gonna come back from this. So I think a lot of people are gonna start going to school online, their degrees and whatnot, even high school students. Yeah, that's at least what I think. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna actually want to go back out. So I mean, I do want to really bad, but even when they get rid of those stay home order, I don't know when I'm actually gonna be able to go back out, because I don't trust a lot of people, and I don't think everyone's doing what they need to be doing. So we might be in this for a lot. At least I might be in this for a lot longer.
Exactly. Jasmine, what's your take?
Well, I'm still essential as a flight attendant, so we still are moving around. But I'm just appreciative of everybody still being at a standstill to where I can connect with more people. So I appreciate the technology. I feel like the most powerful thing that we ever invested in our lives was our cell phones. Everything that you're looking for, you can find it on your cell phone. You're looking for money, use your cell phone. You want to read the Bible, get closer, read your cell phone. You're looking for a job, use your cell phone. So I mean, I'm all for technology, all for it.
And the one thing that I love, I've always been a big techie, and I can tell you that probably about 5 years ago, one of my biggest fears was that by the time technology really took off, I'd be probably 60 or 70. But what has happened is exponentially, technology in the last 5 years has just blown up. Um, I do some IT stuff as well at work besides being a nurse. And with being a techie, I love the fact how you can connect with everything you need to, contact people really quick, just like we're doing with the Zoom, share ideas and things of that nature, and connect with the individuals that you need to connect with. You know, um, it's not as I remember back in the day, and Jaden, you probably don't know this, but back in the day when you were a DJ, we had albums. Okay, we had to carry those albums. I had crates and crates and crates. And then I remember moving from albums to CDs. Okay. Don't don't y'all look at me like, what's a CD? No, CDs, okay, where we had to carry those as well. Now I DJ from my iPad, all MP3. I've got thousands of songs on my device. I can stream millions of songs from my device. So when we get to talking about technology, you know, exactly, that's ideal. And I think that it's going to be really important to continue using that because I have a feeling that because of what has occurred here with the pandemic and so forth, more people realize what they can do with technology. And just like you said, iBoomerang is a technology company. It is going to continue to be a technology company. Now, I wanted to give a little disclaimer for everybody. It's not necessarily a disclaimer, but a lot of people look at the fact, well, you guys are in your field is travel. You know, Jasmine, you just told me you're a flight attendant. Okay, there are people that are still traveling. I know a lot of people are like, no one's traveling. I've talked to some people and had to explain to them. Let me explain to you what travel means. Okay, you see behind me here, it says vibe. One, travel does mean that you take flights to places. You don't have to go overseas right now. I've got people that are doing domestic flights. I've got customers that are asking me about setting up stuff so that they can go on trips in September through December. And one thing that's nice is the airlines are so low right now. I've got one of my business partners that went to Atlanta from here. The ticket was $64 round trip. Okay. There are flights that you can get right now, and they are honoring those up to a year from now. So I've got individuals that are purchasing flights. I also have people that are purchasing the travel through iBoomerang, through our iGo site, and they are able to travel now. I have essential workers that are customers of mine that are actually doing what's called a staycation. They're a little fearful about taking something home to the family, so they're actually staying in hotels not too far from where they work. Okay. Travel is an $8 trillion business. And even in this pandemic, people are going to travel. It may not be far away, but they're going to travel locally. You also see, like I said, we're talking about Vibe, rideshare. Rideshare is a huge part of travel as well. And we launched in April 1st in Texas and Florida. So there are people that still need to get around. All of those are concerned and a part of iBoomerang. So I love the fact when I talk to people and they're like, "Oh, you're in travel. That I'm not going to join that." And then once I explain to them and they really get to thinking about it, it's like, "Oh yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right." So as we said before, this is the right place at the right time. If you are a millennial, if you have a mindset of a millennial, please make sure that you just continue to push and talk to everybody. Okay. Work on your business. But Don't make it to where all you're doing is business. Enjoy, because I have fun working the business. You know, I have fun working a business, and because of the technology, we can make it fun and enjoy it. So I want to make sure that everybody is aware of that. Real quick, Jaden, I want you to tell everybody how they can get to your music and everything else. Give them your website, whatever you have.
Okay, so I am on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, any streaming platform out there, Pandora, whatever you use. I am on all of those. So you can find me at Legendary J. You'll see my picture on my Apple Music page, Spotify, everything is LEGEENDARY, and then space and then JAY. So you can find those on all streaming platforms. Exotic will be on there, and Deserve is also on there. So you can find that everywhere. And then also that's my social media. So you can find those everywhere. So
All right. And I want everyone to be aware I might be a backup singer on one of his songs, so just look out for that as well. Jasmine, tell everybody how they can contact you, get a hold of your book, things of that nature as well.
Yes, on Facebook, I'm Jasmine Branford, JASMINE, Branford, BRANFORD. Instagram, I'm Jazzy305. Yes, I'm from Miami. And that was just a name I just did not feel like changing. So JAZZY305 if you want to follow me on Instagram. And my book is at the letter M, invasion.com. So instead of saying millennialinvasion.com, you just type in invasion.com and you can order straight from my website if you want a signed copy. So thank y'all.
Okay, a question I want to ask, because I'm a big digital. I'll tell you, I'm a big tech head. Is that book in digital format also?
I'm in the process of getting that done now.
Okay.
I'm in the process of getting it now with Amazon.
Excellent. Once you do that, let me know. And just like it, for those that are watching, I believe Jasmine is going to be with us again next week. We've definitely invited her back. We love her to death. Thank you very much. Jaden, you know, you always mixing it up, got me jumping and dancing and whatnot. Although I know George is probably like, stop doing that. But George, tell them the name of your company now and let people know how they can get a hold of you.
Okay, so name of my company is For Travel, and that's Roman numerals IV Travel. You find me on Facebook, George Jefferson the Fourth. You just type that in, you'll find me, George Lavelle Jefferson the Fourth. Instagram, George Lavelle J. That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's how you can get a hold of me. Those are the two main things that I definitely use all the time. No one else really has my name like that.
No, nobody does. Nobody does. And I want to thank everybody. Once again, I'm Thomas Howard, and I'm an independent travel savings ambassador with iBoomerang. We hope this has helped a lot of individuals, and we look forward to seeing everybody again next week at 6 p.m. I want you to make sure that you invite. Let's get a lot of people on. And next week, what we're going to do is, I asked a lot of questions today, but I want to open it up to some of the guests and attendees. So make sure that you come back, join us. And I want everyone to stay safe out there. Stay at home and stay safe. All right. Jaden, if you would, go ahead and take us out with a little music, sir. And we look forward to seeing everybody next week. Thank you, Jasmine.
Yeah. They say make diamonds while you folded. This wasn't by chance, I knew that I was chosen. Don't wait too long, watch the door, yeah, it's closing. I'm surfing the wave, tell me why y'all still coasting. I left them all sick, they can't handle the motions. Had to meet up at the church, opened up devotion. Dropping bombs on the gang, yeah, I'll leave them roasting. Had to cut her out, I can't leave my heart open. Legendary J.
All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see everybody next week.
They keep trying to compare, but I'm on another level. Coming out the womb, I knew that I